Hello human beings, it's the Fantasy League Group Stage Week 2 and Playoffs. Now, let's look at the Stage 2 standings so far. D is slightly ahead of myself and Stefan, with Terry suffering a missed prediction elimination partway through the group stage. So, the three of us will be continuing through to the end of the playoffs. Whoever gets top gets the final slot for the final prediction game and the ultimate champion. But let's carry on with predictions in terms of the eliminators. So that's Heretics versus Koi and Mad versus Fnatic, and D went for Heretics predominant and Fnatic wins. I went for Fnatic Blitz with Mad Lions only getting first blood and Heretics win with split objectives, and Stefan went with Heretics win and a couple of Koi predictions and went for Mad getting most, if not all. But we go for the eliminator rundown now, and we start with Fnatic versus Mad Lions in the Group 2 eliminator, and Fastest Tower came in Game 1 to Fnatic, which took nearly 16 minutes to go down. And Fastest Baron also went to Fnatic. A 21 minute Baron though, so not the fastest we've seen, but the fastest win also came in Game 1 to Fnatic as well. We then look at Game 2's predictions, and fastest first blood went to them in 3.5 minutes, and it was a relatively quick one considering what was happening in the eliminators. Mad Lions did come out with the fastest dragon, a bit of a consolation one. Fastest Herald also went Mad Lions' way, but the series didn't. They lost 2-0. Fnatic move on. Koi versus Heretics, or Heretics versus Koi, and the fastest Herald of the series went to Koi in 8 minutes 40 odd. That was great for Game 1, and nothing else happened. Game 2's predictions then, or their objectives. Fastest first blood went to Team Heretics. Just over 5 minutes. Dragon went to Heretics as well as the fastest of the series at 7.5 minutes. Fastest Tower also went to Heretics at 15 minutes there or thereabouts. And fastest Baron also went their way. 20 minutes and 19 seconds. And the fastest win of the series went to Heretics as well, and as you can see, that was their second win. Koi go. So now we've got the eliminators out of the way, it's time to add the deciders into the predictions and see where we go from there. So that's Heretics versus BDS and SK versus Fnatic, and Stefan went a Heretics majority and an SK Fnatic split. D also went for a Heretics majority and an SK Fnatic split. And as for myself, I went for a BDS majority and an SK Fnatic split. The exact split predictions. So let's see how the decider rundown sorted that out. SK versus Fnatic is the first decider, and fastest dragon went to Fnatic in Game 1. Yeah, a lot of stuff was going on besides. And then the fastest Baron of the series went to Fnatic, also in Game 1. Another one of those 20-minute Barons. They also picked up the fastest win in good old Game 1 as well. Fastest first blood was also Fnatic's. They picked that up 4 minutes 10 seconds into Game 2. SK did get a fastest objective. It came in the form of the Herald. And then Fnatic got the last objective, the tower, just shy of 15 minutes in Game 2 as well, and Fnatic won that series 2-0. The other decider, Heretics versus BDS. And fastest tower went BDS's way in Game 1, 12.5 minutes, relatively quick in comparison to other games. They also picked up the fastest Baron just while running Heretics around the map. But it was Heretics that picked up that game. And then fastest First Blood came in Game 2. But it was BDS's. Heretics did get an objective. It was fastest Dragon, 6 minutes 43 seconds into Game 2. They also picked up the fastest Herald, just shy of 9 minutes. It was Heretics that picked up a 2-0, getting the fastest win in that second game. So that's the deciders done. So we don't have to worry about them. We'll sort out the lower bracket later on down the line. Well, we got an upper bracket final to predict as well. G2 versus XL. And let's be fair, everyone went for a G2 sweep. As XL were the underdogs in this, but G2, just through the regular season, were just so much stronger in comparison to the rest of the league. So it's no surprise that we all went for G2 sweeps. What we probably should have been surprised by is the actual match itself. As we go into this rundown with XL versus G2, if Heretics Koi had nothing happen, this game had everything happen. G2 started off with the objective game and control of the series. They got themselves the fastest Herald in Game 1 and got themselves the fastest tower of the series, a 9-minute tower. Everything went their way. And they got that first game as well. They also got the fastest First Blood. The game had barely loaded and Limit lost his life, so that went their way. But then XL dominated Game 2 and got a 21-minute Baron in the process. And they also got themselves the fastest win of the series with that second game. G2 picked up Game 3, XL came back with Game 4, and in Game 5 got themselves the fastest Dragon and were on track to beat G2, but just fell short. G2 getting to the upper finals, or the grand finals. XL wait for Fnatic and BDS, and as for our standings, D is a couple of games away from joining Martin and Pinky in the final predictions game. Stefan got a 4-point gap, myself with a 6-point gap. Anything can happen though, 18 points left to play for. So next week, we'll see how it all happens. I'll see you next time.